Hi, I'm Ogi from maxmedia.io. In the next few sections, I'm going to show you how to create a website or a mobile application using the Max Media System Builder. Let's begin. Chapter 1. Choosing a template. Okay, so we begin by going to the admin dashboard, which is located at admin.maxmedia.io. We click on Create Site. Then we click on Choose Template. In here, we can choose one of the starter templates that we have provided for you. I am going to choose this one, Portfolio. Click on Use, type a name for your site or mobile application. Let's go this one, My Site. And then choose a password for your main user and click on Create Site. Now, after this animation is done, we are going to be redirected back to the admin dashboard when we can continue customizing our website. Section 2. Admin Dashboard Overview. Okay, so now that we have chosen a starter template, you can click on your created website and choose Edit Site. This is the admin dashboard. In here, you can see metrics about your clicks, your traffic over time, users, sales, push notifications, and much more. You can connect your custom domain, you can book a meeting with your account manager, you can see if you have running ad campaigns, you can see if you have attached analytics and some custom scripts, you can see the MSB affiliate program and much more. Okay, let's start by going to the main event, the Site Builder. Click on Site Builder from the menu on the left. In here, you can see all the functionalities that constitute a website or mobile application. You can see your site menus, your custom pages, page permissions, you can see your stores, products, services, bookings, so on and so forth. The next section is Store. Inside the Store section, you can see your orders, abandoned carts, bookings, subscriptions if you have subscription services. You can see claims that the users have made about some problem in your delivery or system overall. You can add your delivery settings for online stores, you can add your payment settings, you can add some taxes settings which are regional, or coupons and vouchers. In the business tools section, you can create price quotes, invoices, credit notes, debit notes. You can set your invoice settings for automatic invoices. You can also create an inventory for your online stores. You can see more site analytics and you can add on-site ads and monetization on your website. The next section is users and customers. In here, you can see the email lists, you can see your user accounts inside your website or mobile application, you can set your admin management, you can see your newsletter contacts, your leads, which are people that have bought something from you. It could be a booking, it could be an actual product, it could be a subscription service. You can see unsubscribed users from your email lists. You can send push notifications to mobile devices, and you can further set up the automatic emails that the MSB system sends to your users. And finally, inside SEO and analytics and external scripts, you can add your Google Analytics 4 script, your Facebook Pixel, Google Search Console scripts, tag managers, or overall custom scripts. Section 3. The editor. Okay, so we can access our patent pending UI builder from the green button right here, or if you have a smaller screen, the button is going to be located on the right, but it's still a green site editor button. So if I click on that, I'm going to be redirected to the home page. So the home page constitutes of the header, the body, and the footer. The body is created out of custom pages, or as we call them, partials. Now, if I click on that one and choose Edit Custom Section, I'm going to be redirected to the custom page, which can be marked as a partial, so it does not appear in the mobile application menu. Okay, but how does the editor work? Let's begin by creating a new custom page. For that purpose, I'm going to click on the menu up in the left corner and choose Create New. Okay, so in here we have the structure of row, column, and component. So first things first, we need to add a row. Okay, so after you click on Add Row, you have the option to add a component which is automatically going to create the first column for you. But before we do that, let's explore the row settings. In here, on the right side of the screen, we have the layer menu. So if I click on row settings for this row right here, it's going to highlight it in orange yellow color. So if I click on row settings, I can now do some modifications on my row. For instance, let's say I want the row to take the full width of any screen. I just have to click on full width, and then I can choose a minimal height, which is going to be relative for the resolution of the screen of the user who is viewing the site. Next, I can add a background color, or if I don't want to do that, I can add a background image. So it would look something like this. I can even add a background video from YouTube. But make sure the video that you're using is uploaded by you or is royalty free. Okay, so after you add an image, you can actually choose to have the parallax effect, which is going to scroll the background and the foreground of the row at different speed. So this would look something like this. If I choose this background image right here and choose parallax, and then I add a component, let's say I'm going to choose a custom component, and this is going to be hello to my website. Make this heading, make it bigger, and make it centered. Hello to my website, and let's make this white. Okay, add to page. Now you can see that if I, well, you cannot see it yet. If I add another row here, and let's say I want it to be full width, let's say I want some minimal height, and I want to add a background image, or let's choose the same image for now, and then we're going to change it. So if it's not parallax, you can see that the effect from my row above, the first row, is a little bit nicer. It allows me to scroll the text without scrolling the background. And if I want to concatenate those two images, which are the same, I can just click on parallax, and the MSB editor is going to realize that this is the same image and it should act as one whole image. Even further, let's say copy component, paste column. If I change this image but still use it as parallax, maybe add some more minimal height, I can actually get this really cool effect. I'm going to make it taller. I can get this really cool changing effect in the editor. Okay, so this is for the row settings. As I said, we are using a hierarchy of rows, columns, and components, which looks kind of like this. So we have this hello to my website component, which is positioned inside a column. And in here we have the text component. So if I click on the blue part of the screen, not the purple one, but the blue one, I'm going to go into the column settings. I can also access that from the column settings icon right here. In here I can choose, let's start with size, which I think is the most important one. Now if I choose this to be half the width of the screen, and then let's say I add some image. Let's add this positive man right here. Okay. So right now, when I'm on my desktop, this is going to always position, no matter the screen size, relatively the same. So it's going to look very similar on any resolution. Let's save this. First I need to add a page title. Let's call this test. Save it. Now when I save a new page, it's going to ask me if I want to add this page to the navigation. I'm going to choose yes. And then I'm going to click on go to site. In here I'm going to add my email and my password and click on login. And in here I have my test page. So let's click on that, and we have the cool parallax effect. We have the scroll into view animation, and if I simulate a smaller screen, I'm still getting the same dimensions. But if I go to a mobile device, which is vertically oriented device, you can see that my first column goes to on top of the image I have added. So we have automatic repositioning by using this grid system of rows and columns. Okay, so this image is a bit too large, so I'm going to click on the column settings right here and go to borders, and I'm going to add some horizontal spacing. I think this looks nicer, and save this like that. Okay, so let's say I want to add another column. I need to make one of the columns here smaller. Let's say I'm going to make this one a little bit smaller as well, and I'm going to add map for some reason. And this is going to be Sofia. Add to page. Okay, so if I save this, and if I go to my preview, I can see that I have my columns again positioned in the way that they should be. But if I go to a vertically oriented device screen, again the columns are going to rearrange one under the other. Okay, but what if you don't want to get that effect? What if you want this picture and this map to be on the same row even on a mobile device? Well, let's remove this. Now if I click on the column settings and say add component, I'm going to add another component. Let's use the map again. Under my previous component, and I can click on the purple settings now, which is the component settings, and click on size, and then make this smaller, and then choose component settings again and make this one smaller. Then if I save this, when I go to my mobile device, I'm going to get them inside the same row. So you have to be a little bit careful with that functionality, because it might not look optimal, but in some cases it is going to be very, very useful. Okay, so let's remove all this nonsense, and let's say I want to. I'm actually going to save this, yes, and I'm going to add a form, contact form. I'm going to use it as it is, and I'm just going to add some margins. Okay, let's save this. Now, let's say you want to create a landing page for booking services or for your email lists, or using forms like this, and you don't need the header or the footer. Now, if you choose this page to be a partial, you don't really have much control over that. But if you choose it to be regular custom page, you can choose to show the header or show the footer. So I can just cancel those two, click save, reload, and now I have my landing page. And again, this can be a product landing page, it can be a service landing page, a subscription landing page, it could be anything you want to be. Now, as we said in the beginning of this chapter, inside the main page, the home page, you can actually choose what to have in the body. So if I delete this section right here, I can add my test that I have created, that we created right now, and save this. And then when I go to my preview, I can see that my homepage now has this hello to my website body inside of it. I can even have multiple partials inside my homepage. So let's say I want to have my contact form right here, and I want to add the first section that we had that came with the template. I can do that as well. I can rearrange them, save that, go to site, and now we have the collage and we have the send message form. All right, so there's another thing to consider. So we have the main page, we have the custom pages, and we also have some layout pages. So basically all these stores and products, services and booking, blog and posts, video, contact and partners, price plans, these are layout pages. So if I go to my product page, I can control the layout of my predefined product pages. So I can choose where to have my title, I can choose where to have my images, I can choose how to display the images, if it's a gallery or carousel. I can choose to display or not display the options, the additional information sections, descriptions, so on and so forth, and even things such as SKUs, and comments. So I'm going to reset this, and basically you can do this for every predefined page that is inside the Max Media System Builder. Okay, next we have the theme. So if I click on theme from the left side menu inside the editor, I can choose my overall appearance of my website or mobile application. You can choose a different predefined swatch. You can choose your custom colors. You can choose gradients for your backgrounds, for your headers, footers. You can choose a background image for your whole website, or even a background video for your whole website. You can choose if you want to have the parallax effect or not. You can choose the opacity, and then you can choose your heading and body fonts, and even import your own custom fonts from Google Fonts. Next, we have the logo and contacts. So again, from the left-hand menu, if I choose logo and contacts, I can upload my logo images and set it for the whole site. I can choose a name for my site. I can add my own address, my email, my contact information, my working hours, and have a contact page automatically generated for me. And finally, we have the header and footer layouts. So from my home or my main page inside the editor, if I click on the header and then choose header layout, I can actually customize the way my header looks like. So I can choose it to be side menu layout, which looks kind of like this. I can choose it to be two row or a single row header. I can choose whether to have the search functionality or not on my site. I can choose it to scroll with my page or stand on the top of the page only. I can choose my logo position, so left or right. I can even choose center in certain configurations. So if I have a two-row header, then I can choose a center position for my logo. I can choose my logo size. I can choose where to position my cart and user icons when I have a two-row header. I can choose the font size. I can choose the font margin, the font weight. Basically, I can do as many customizations as I need. Even further, I can add pinned links, which kind of look like this. Let's say I want to add my LinkedIn. So I find the LinkedIn icon and then add some link to my LinkedIn account, and then maybe to my Facebook. Okay, so this is my LinkedIn. This is my Facebook, and this is my Facebook link. I can save that, and then I'm going to have my pinned links on every page in the same position right here. Furthermore, you can add additional content to your header, which is basically a custom section that you have created, or a partial. So you can create your entirely customized navigation. All right, so I'm going to reset this, save it, and let's go to the footer layout. So we scroll down to the footer, we click on the footer, and now in here we have two methods of creating the footer layout. The first method is by using our predefined columns. So I just click on add column. I choose what type of column I want. Let's say I want my newsletter column. I give it a title, and in here I can see my newsletter. I can see my newsletter functionality right here. The nice thing about the footer layout is that I can add as many columns as I need, and they're going to be automatically positioned, so it will always look nice. Now I have a second option, which is to create an entirely custom footer, is a custom page partial, and just set it from here. I can also use a combination of the two, but you can try it out for yourselves and see what works best for you. Section 4, navigation. Okay, so if we go to Site Builder and then choose Site Menus, we can see our navigation settings. Let's say I want to create a new menu altogether. So first thing I'm going to do is click on Create New Page. Then I'm going to add a title for my page. Let's call this Contact Form. So I can add a custom dropdown to my menu, which the custom dropdown is going to be a custom page partial. Or I can choose the type of my page. So it could be the home page, it could be a contacts page, a partners page, store page, so on and so forth. I'm going to choose custom page. Click OK, and then from the custom page URL, I'm going to choose the custom page that I have prepared for this menu. So contact form, OK, save, and I'm going to delete this test. Go inside the editor, click on Go to Site, and right here I have my contact form, home, about, contacts again. Click on that, and we have the contact form. I can also rearrange my navigation. I can also access it from the editor as well. And rearranging the navigation items is really straightforward. I just click on the two bars on the right and drag to reorder. And if we go to site preview, we can see that everything is reordered as it should be. Section 5. Adding a store. So adding a store is really easy inside the Max Media System Builder. First, we need to go to Stores from the Site Builder section, create a store. We can name our collection. Let's call this Pictures, and save. Now I can choose to add a navigation item with my picture store, and I'm going to do that. Okay, so we continue. Let's go to products, create new product. All right, so in here we first need to choose the collection we created, which is pictures. All right, and I'm going to call this one dog, and choose a few dog images, and maybe this fox because I like it. Okay, so I can make it available for purchase and published, and choose a price. Let's say this is 99.99. I can even add a brand name, which is very useful for SEO and most importantly for tracking your ad campaigns in Google Ads and Facebook. I can even add my product weight, which is convenient for delivery services. I have my preview right here, and I'm going to add a description. This is a bundle of dog pictures. Now, try and make your description as descriptive as possible. So under the description right here, you can see a preview of your search engine results page and your social media shares. So now that I have my dog somewhat created, I can see my description, which is going to appear in the Google search page. So this is not really viable for getting clicks. So I might want to add some more information in my main description. So this is a bundle of dog pictures, maybe hand drawn dog pictures with high quality materials. All right, so this is a little bit better. I can also add a ribbon, which is a sticker of some promotion, whether it's a new product or a sale product. I can add my old price if I'm doing a promotion, which is going to be striked true. I can also add some additional product informations. Let's say color schemes, and this is a description of the color schemes. Save that. And inside the preview, okay, so we're going to check that out later. We can add some product options, which could be size. Let's say this is 5 by 10, and we have another option which is 10 by 20. And I can even add some price addition for the different options. Let's say the bigger size picture costs more since more materials have been used. I can add, let's say 10, which is going to add 10 of the currency of my website or mobile application to my base price right here. So if I choose 10 by 20, the price is going to go up by 10 of the current currency. So we have suitability, but the suitability is usually associated with price plans, which we have not created right now. We can add additional content, which is basically a custom section or a partial. We can make this product digital, so we can add some digital receipts that the customer is going to receive, or we can add some additional fields, which we can predefine according to our needs. All right, so let's save this. Let's go to site preview, and I have my pictures store right here. Click on that. I have my dog, and if I choose the larger option, my price increases, and I can add this to cart and so on and so forth. I have my additional information. Okay, so what about filters? If we go back to the site builder, we can add some store filters, which are groups. Let's call this animals. We can add a group separator, which is really useful when we have more filters, and we can choose a parent collection, which is not required, but if you need this filter to belong to some collection, it is very useful. So click on save, go to site builder, choose products, edit my product, and in here in filters I'm going to choose animals and click save. Now if we go to preview, go to pictures, we can see that now we have some filters, some sorting fields automatically generated for our store, which is really useful and easy to use. And the grouping of the filters that I mentioned is this one right here. So if you leave it empty, it's going to be a general filter, but it could be, let's say you have a watch website and you want to sort the filters somewhat like this. So you have case width, you have MSRP, bracelets, cases, genders, movements, scopes, sizes. It's really useful to group your filters like that. All right. So, and finally, we have digital products. So if we go to digital content, we can create a new digital content, give it a name. So this would be a dog picture, and then I can upload a file that is going to be received by the user after they have made a payment. However, to create a payment for a digital product, you need to use online payments, which we are going to get to in a few sections. Section 6, services. All right, so just like the stores, we can have booking services, and we can create them by first creating a service category. Let's click on that, create a service. Let's call this one consultations. Click save. Let's add this to the navigation. Go back. then go to services and create new service. Now I need to choose my service category. I need to choose my staff members, which is I'm going to use myself as a staff member for now. I can use an origin address, but I don't need to. And the first check right here, bookable, means that I can either have an online booking form or I can just redirect the user to my contact page. So let's make this bookable. Let's choose a picture. Let's give it a name. So this would be a 30-minute appointment. The header should describe the booking service shortly. So in this appointment, I'll help you draw a lot better. You can add an address if you have a physical location, or you can just do it. Type online. You can choose a price for the booking. It can either be 0, so it's a free booking, or if you have online payments enabled, you can choose a different price for your consultation service. So let's say 99. Now, if you don't have online payment set up, the MSB is not going to allow you to choose online payments, which is basically going to only allow a booking after a payment has been made. All right, so next we have the description. Let's leave it blank for now. We have our search engine results page and our social media share preview. And now we have the booking options, which are probably the most important ones. So we can either choose to have a recurring service. So this is a service which does not have a start or end date. So in here we can choose our session duration. So this is a 30-minute appointment. So 30. We can have some time between sessions, let's say 15 minutes for rest, or just to have some buffer time in between meetings. So if a meeting goes a few minutes longer, you don't really have to stop the client in the middle of the meeting. So you can choose to have a maximum number of participants, which means that you can, let's say you're making a webinar. When you're making a webinar, you don't really care about how many people can book the same date and hour in the same time. The more the better. If you're doing one-on-one consultations, you're probably going to want to have a one spot for a booking. Or if you are doing, let's say, yoga courses, your group might be 9 people. So you need to have 9 bookings of the same hour in the same day. So let's leave that at 1. And then lastly, we have bookable days offset, which is how many days beforehand can a user book a meeting. So let's say you don't want to have any surprises, and you don't want someone to book a meeting 5 minutes before the actual schedule. So if I say bookable days offset 1, this means that the user can only book 1 day from now, if that makes sense. And finally, we have our work time. So we can choose which days of the week we are working. We can add some breaks. So let's say we work 9 to 12. And then we work 13 to 18. And this is going to automatically generate your calendar. Also, we can book holiday days. Let's say you're not working on the 31st. Just click on that, and then the 31st is fully booked. You can add additional content, which is a custom page or a partial. You can choose to only show the additional content if you need. You have the additional fields if you need them, and you can even choose to make it a booking only page, which means it's not going to have a header or a footer. You get more of a landing page feel to your booking page. So let's save this. Go to preview, consultations. we have the appointment, and this is a booking only page. I'm going to choose the 30th. I'm going to choose my hour and my name. And if I click on book now, I can book my schedule my meeting. And before we finish this section, we have the staff members. You can add more staff members by inviting users to join your MSP site from here, which is a premium functionality. Section 7, blogs. All right, so we created a store, some booking services, and now we can create a blog. So the logic is basically the same. We need to create a blog category. Let's call this My Adventures. Save that. Add to navigation. Go back. Go to blog posts. Create new blog post. Choose whether to have it published or not. Choose the blog collection. Choose an image. And a title. My world travels. I miss the rains down in Africa. So the description is basically the body. And in here we have the search engine optimization, visualization, and the social media shares. We can add some custom content, which is basically a custom page partial. Save this. Go to preview. Go to site. Choose My Adventures. And I have my blog post. All right. Section 8, programs. So something interesting that we have are online programs. So we begin by creating a program category. Let's call this drawing courses. Save that. Add to navigation. I can even add some subtopics which are going to be used as filters, just like the groupings inside the stores. I'm not going to add any right now. Choose programs, new program, choose the category, add an image, program title, get better at drawing. This program is suited for beginners. I can add some description here. I can add some cool pop-ups. What will you learn? Draw beautiful pictures. Amaze your friends. All right. You can add some custom video content, which we're not going to do right now. You can add some additional content, which is basically a custom section or a partial. You can add suitability if you have any price plans enabled, and then you can add your actual course. So we choose week 1. We can add a title for week 1 or leave it as it is. Day 1, step 1. So this can be what brush to use, and some description. And it would be best, you can either just upload your video content right here, or you can add some, you can create a custom page for that lecture and attach it to the course. So I'm going to use the illustration collage for now. Save that. Add another step, which is step 2. Description, just save it like this. Click on save. Go to preview courses, click on the course and continue the course. Choose week 1, day 1. And I have my custom page right here, which can contain a video or some text or explanations or whatever. So I can mark that as completed and go to step 2. And now when I go to my homepage, I can see my my course that I have started with the percentage of completion of that course, and I can just continue from where I left off. So step 2, complete, and now that I have completed it, I no longer have it in my homepage. You can also add a tracker for your programs. Let's say you add some quizzes, some tests at the end of each section or day, or however you structure that. And you can call your tracker whatever you want. Let's call this score, and this tracker keeps track of your progress. You can add some video content to that for explanations and save it. And go to the tracker, then we can add some progress. We can enter our score, which was A+, of course. We can add some more information in the form of a picture and upload our progress. And here we can keep score of how we're doing over time. Section 9, online payments. So we've talked about the online payments a lot during the last few sections. Let's begin by going to Store and then Payment Settings, Allow Card Payments. And in here we have to create a merchant account so we can receive online transactions. First, we begin by choosing an email to register with, and then choosing a country, and then we click on Create Merchant Account. So you can read through the terms of use and services for merchant accounts and accept them. And when the button goes yellow, you can click on Setup Merchant Account and then onboard to the Stripe system. I'm not going to do that right now. So after you're done with your onboarding process to Stripe, you can access your payment account from Payment Account, and then click this button is going to be green right here. Click on that and it's going to transfer you to your Stripe connected account, which you can access only by receiving a message with a single use code on the phone you have provided during your onboarding registration. And finally, we go to invoice settings. So basically, invoice settings allows you to use features such as price plans or subscription model services. So when you receive payments, you automatically generate invoices with the MSB. Now it's really easy to do that. You can just upload a picture, you can just upload your logo. You can choose a starting sequence for your invoice numbers. You can do the same for price quotes. Choose your business name, responsible official, and then have those translated in your own language. Choose the country, IBAN, BIC, SWIFT, home tax and foreign tax, tax IDs, so on and so forth. After you do that, you are going to be able to create recurring revenue services or subscriptions. So how do you create subscriptions? We're going to find out in the next section. Section 10, subscriptions. Okay, so finally we get to the sweetest business model, which is subscriptions. We start by going to the site builder menu and then going to recurring payments and choosing price plans. In here, if you have not set up any of the necessary requirements for using subscriptions, the system is going to remind you of that and give you easy access to these subscriptions. Okay, so finally, when you set everything up, your online payments, your invoice settings, you can create your new subscription. Let's say this is some fitness program. You give it a name, you give it a price. You can give it some additional features, which is going to look like that in your created structure. You can add some description, and then you can choose a billing period, which can be monthly, weekly, daily. It can be custom. You can choose whether to have some free trial days, and if you want to collect some billing information, and then just save it. When you're done, you get automatically generated price plans. You can click on Get Started. You need to log in to create a price plan. You can choose your payment method and submit the purchase, and then you get access to that. Why is this really cool? So let's say you have created some programs or some scheduling services and you want to put them behind a paywall. So after you do that, you can after you create your subscriptions, you can go to page permissions and choose which pages to require login and subscription and which subscription. So let's say you have created a program, you want it to be paid only. So of course you can sell single programs by adding a price to them, but if you want to use a recurring model, you can do that. You can choose the price plans which apply for this program and click save. And that's it, you're done. Section 11. Okay, so this is the final section. I just want to show you that if you have any problems or difficulties using the Max Media System Builder, you can just click on Get Professional Help and book a free 15-minute meeting with our support team. Our support team is going to help you with any difficulties you may have. Thank you for watching and goodbye.